camera in. Okay. And so we do have free coffee here, and people tell me Panera's coffee is better than Tips. So too bad for those down the lineups down there. But we're pioneering something new today as far as doing a presentation. We've piped it into our closing rooms and actually also to the main TV in the bullpen. So as I said, we're pioneering something new here at the West Office to be able to give you content. Today's content, we've had an overwhelming response for people that have been asking for this, primarily in person, which is why we're doing this here. And so we have virtually almost a full room here. We probably have 40 odd people here. We have 38 in cyberspace, and we have probably another 10 in our closing rooms and a bunch in the bullpen. So thank you for coming out and for committing to your business, because we have heard from TRREB that Stratus will be discontinued. They keep pushing it back, but now we're hearing that it's going to be discontinued by the end of July. Now, I am no longer selling manager. I haven't been selling for 17 years, and I'm personally feeling overwhelmed by this realm system myself. And so I've called in the all-star team and Matt and Naje to help us run this, because I'm a student today myself. Not asking me any questions, although you're asking me questions. Matt set it up on my account. I'll be actually part of a case study, I think, later on today. We're gonna find out what my dream type of property is, and they're gonna go find it for us, and that'll be kind of cool. But I wanted to also, come on, Catherine, just put your face on the screen. I wanted to thank Catherine for her initiative, reaching out to every one of you to bring you in and draw you in. Now, I know, the bagels and coffee did an incentive, and also the free barbecue that the building property management's doing. So hopefully everybody's registered for that.
You've only got till 11.
You've got to 11.
You can still
okay. So even if you don't want the hamburgers, the hot dogs, the pop, they're bringing a ice cream truck here.
Oh. And if you're registered in the app, you're also automatically into a raffle.
Into a raffle. There you go. It's worth the ice cream. Okay, forget about everything else. You're right. The ice cream's pretty cool. It's one of those, like I said, ice cream trucks. So thank you, Catherine.
No problem.
We noticed that the response rate here was a lot better when Catherine took the reins here. So we might have to ordain her for the future to do that for us. So again, thank you. I wanted to also plug one more thing. On Friday is our summer social. It's up at the Hyatt, just up the street here. If you've not registered, please register for that. We'd love to have.
Just fire me an email.
Send it to
Don't
Catherine.
worry about registering. Just fire me an email. And Hyatt is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Fantastic food.
Yeah.
It is just this side of the Mississauga Grand that you're used to going to anyway. And it is absolutely spectacular. And we have a fabulous time every time we go there.
Yeah, it's outstanding. We primarily just want to get together and feed you with some quality good food. There'll be a couple of speeches and presentations, but mostly it's about you and feeding you and making you happy on a Friday.
And beverages.
Is there beverages?
There's beverages.
What kind of beverages? Like water or iced tea?
Okay. There's also more leaded beverages.
There's more leaded. There's leaded.
Oh, and for the younger crew, that means alcoholic.
Oh, yeah.
I know I said leaded and unleaded at one point, and I got a blank stare from a whole lot of people. So now I'm just old.
Yes, we're us old people. We used to have to fill our tanks up with either leaded or unleaded gas. Now we don't have that.
No, my mom did.
Well,
I didn't have to.
I did too. I didn't know. My first car was a '66 Mustang. I had to put unleaded into it. Right? Yeah.
You got it real good.
I did. Anyways, thank you folks for coming out, supporting us and learning about your business, because this is going to be a transformational change in how you search for properties, how you set up your clients for properties, the things you're going to access through Realm. So this is a really integrated platform from what the novice that I am, again, that I've seen thus far, and what they're going to be able to do in the future with this platform, I think, is what the exciting part is, because there's going to be a lot of AI built into this platform. I've already seen one of the things. You can go.
Yes, but you're moving out of the screen.
Sorry. I've already seen one of the applications with the AI where you can take a picture of a property feature that you would like. And so the demonstration I saw was a cottage type property, and it was a view from the dock out to the water. And so the AI tagline was basically find similar properties in the TRREB system that resemble this property, and out popped like 30 or 40 listings that resembled that picture. So how cool would that be? Somebody says, hey, I like this type of property, plug the picture in, and out comes the product. And you can narrow it down by geography. So if you want to only be, you know, Halton or Muskokas or whatnot. So there's a lot that this platform will deliver. As I said, we got the all-star team, Matt here, and Naje. Come on in, guys. I'm gonna give it over to these guys, and I really thank them for investing their time in learning as much as they can about this for us. Okay, and so we'll have a Q&A session as well. This is going to be great. We are recording this, so you'll be able to refer back to that at any time. Our intention, because of the overwhelming response, is to do more sessions. So you've already proven to us that this is something that's very important to you. So we're going to do that. And by the way, we're looking at bringing in a specialist for the RTA, the Residential Tenancies Act, because that is an absolute nightmare. So we've sourced a very good speaker, and we're looking to be able to deliver that within about a month or less than a month to you as well. So we'll probably do a similar type of hybrid format like that for you, because if you're working with tenants and landlords right now, I'm sure you guys are pulling your hair out. And some of you don't have any hair because you've dealt with too many of them, right? Exactly, right? So anyways, I'm gonna leave it to the experts here. Thank you for coming and enjoy. And I'm gonna see.
Okay, so just a couple of ground rules before we start. We are using the mic pickup on the screen. It is very sensitive. It will pick up voices at the back of the room. It will also auto adjust. So if someone in the back is talking and I'm talking, everyone at home is going to have this weird reverberation. So please try to stay quiet. If you need to talk, just whisper. And if you do want to ask a question, just, you know, old school, raise your hand, just so we don't have multiple voices talking over top of each other. Anyone at home, me and Naje are also checking the chat on our phones here as we talk. So anyone at home, you're going to notice that you are not able to unmute yourself. I have it locked. When we get to the Q&A session, I can unmute you if you guys want to ask a question. But for now, if you have generic questions, please put them in the chat, or send it to, you know, individually, and we'll get to it as we can. So the goal for today is a general overview and also a high-level overview of some of the advanced things that Realm offers. So I'm going to start with the very basic stuff. We're going to cover user interface, how to transition from Stratus to Realm, some oddities if you're still on Matrix. We're going to kind of head into you know, general searching techniques, and then when we get into the advanced stuff, you know, Jay's going to pop in, and we're going to cover some really cool features. So essentially, we're kind of just going to get started here. As for the differences, I get a lot of questions and asking the difference between Realm and Matrix. Essentially, Realm and Stratus are combined together. If you're currently using Stratus, you currently have access to Realm. That's just how it works. If you're using Matrix, and then hands up to people who are currently on Matrix for TRREB. Excellent. Oh, one. Okay. One. Oh, Juliana also raised a hand there too. Okay. If you're using Matrix, you're going to have to request to be moved over to the Realm system. You will not have default access to it. So to do that, you're going to have to call TRREB, the membership department. You're going to ask for your account to be swapped from Matrix to Realm. Depending on when you chose it, you might be locked in for a period of time. Hopefully they can still move you over though. So anyone at home who wants to give Realm a try, you got to call TRREB, you got to get swapped from Matrix to Realm. If you're using Stratus, that is okay. You have access to Realm by default. And when you want to basically transition from Stratus to Realm, we're obviously going to show you how to navigate the various differences, but I need to tell you how to take your existing contacts and move them into Realm. When Realm was first released a year and a half ago, it happened automatically. It took a snapshot of your contacts a year and a half ago, and they were automatically imported to Realm. Nothing since then has moved over. So if you want to basically take your now up-to-date contact list and As you can see, I have added myself a lot of times over my training for the various years. You want to take this, your existing contact list in Stratus and move it over to Realm. You're going to have to export your contact list by downloading it as a CSV, which is just a weird name for an Excel file. Download it to your computers for everything that you've selected. It will download to your computer, and then we're going to upload it into the contacts on Realm. So it's been downloaded as a TRREB contact CSV file, which is just an Excel file. And when we come over to Realm in our contacts, we have our upload button by importing our clients in the top right. And then we're going to import, and we're going to go find that Excel CSV file, and we're going to open it, and we're going to upload it. Now, what's going to happen is I haven't added any new contacts in a year and a half. So you're going to see that all of these are grayed out on the left-hand side, which means they currently exist in my Realm contacts already. So when you guys do it, you might see a bunch of ones checked off and then a bunch of ones marked gray, like you see in my screen here. The ones that are gray are already there. The ones that are checked off are the ones that are ready and will be imported as soon as you complete this process. And then all you do is basically import them. On my screen, you're going to notice the import is kind of grayed out. I can't click on it because I have no difference in my contacts. So when you do it, you're going to notice a pretty big difference, especially if you've been using Stratus for a good long while and haven't been importing them to Realm. So just as an again, export your contacts from Stratus using the, oh, let me kind of just get this out of the way a little bit here. You have your download button in the top right there. And that's going to be able to download them to your computer. And you're going to go into Realm and you're going to import your contacts by visiting the contacts to the right and selecting your import contacts from the drop-down menu on the right-hand side. And that's just basically how you're going to import them in and then use Realm moving forwards. That's your best bet. If you want to use it until Stratus finally goes away at the end of July, feel free. But I would encourage you to do this now and just start the transition while you still have, us basically here to help you. So as for Realm itself, you're going to access Realm either by selecting the Realm login straight from your TRREB homepage. You might also have it set to your default. So when I click on search properties, I get taken to Realm because I have selected Realm as my default. If you're currently using Stratus as your default, search properties will take you into Stratus. And then you'll need to choose Realm to get yourself into Realm. I'm assuming at the end of July, they're going to kind of just combine these two buttons into one. We don't really know yet. We're going to have to see what the new user interface looks like. But essentially, once you get into Realm, this is going to be your screen. Now, what I get asked a lot is, how can I change this? I don't like the layout. I don't like how it is here, and you can't. Oh. You can't. I joined the TRREB webinar on Monday because they were hosting one on the 17th, TRREB was. I wanted to see if there's been any kind of developments and changes that have been happening since the first time I took the training. And they've unfortunately not made a lot of changes to the user interface. It is largely unchangeable from what you currently see. You are always going to have your market areas on the left-hand side. You will always have your recently reviewed properties on the right. And when you scroll down, you will always have your recent searches and your saved lists. This layout will not change. Maybe in the future, I'm really hoping they add some customizability because Stratus was fully customizable and to change your interface. Realm is currently not. I really think the reason for that is because they want it identical to the mobile app. So any of you that don't know, Realm does indeed have a mobile app. It's just called Realm Mobile. You can access it from your Apple store, or if you're on Android, your Google Play Store, and download it. It uses the exact same login as a computer, and the interface is identical. There's really no big changes from the Realm to this. They designed it like that. They designed it for the app and then ported it over to the computer. So a lot of the functionality that we're noticing today with all of our various apps, kind of in the top little right-hand corner, you're going to see that this looks like it was designed for mobile, and it was. But they've done a very good job with making it available on the computer as well. So unfortunately, this is largely unchangeable, but you can customize your market areas. I have not customized my market areas, but you can set up your market areas to basically see a snapshot of certain classes, you know, freehold and condo in certain areas. So if I wanted to have a Peel market area set up, I would just be choosing Peel in my market area. I would define whether I want it to be a freehold, you know, a condo or a sale and a lease. If I wanted to go even farther than that and limit it to Mississauga, I will now have this as one of my market areas on the left-hand side, and it will give me a snapshot on the left there of the Mississauga Peel area for freehold sales. And you can have up to, I think it was 8 different customizable market areas. That is the most that you're going to be able to change this interface. So if you want to do that, I've seen people that have their commonly, you know, fished areas on the left-hand side, just to give them a bit of a snapshot of, you know, what's come new this week. And, you know, we have 14 new or 14 properties, new price change, sold, terminated there that you can kind of go through. And this is very recent. This will be within the last 2 days. So as for searching, and not only that, but a difference between the 2 search bars that you see. In the top left, you're going to see a search bar with a blue little magnifying glass symbol, and you're going to see a search option in the top center as well. These are different search options. The one in the top left is a search for not just currently active listings, but also for land registry data. Essentially, you're searching through your geo warehouse from this one menu. So when I type in a random address, I'm going to get land registry data, and I've done the search a lot. And that land registry data will basically take you in and show you the geo warehouse details all from your Realm screen. So you don't actually have to go and open up geo warehouse on the side like you normally would. You can get land registry data right from this search menu. You can also throw in an MLS number, you can throw in a generic address and see the active listings as well. It's a hybrid all-in-one search menu, which is really excellent. So if you're wanting to help a client and you're listing their home, you throw in their address up there, you'll get recent MLSs and you'll also get their land registry data. So you don't have to go to geo warehouse. It's all now combined into one, which is why I really like Realm for that. Whereas the search menu at the top center will take you into the actual legitimate search functions, which allows you to select criteria, use map search functions, you know, save your searches and do prospects. This is the more typical search window that you're all used to. And again, not a lot of people like this layout, and that is okay. What I get asked the most is, Matt, I absolutely hate our criteria being along the top and being divided into your various categories. And I fully understand that. In Stratus, you had it all in front of you, all in one screen, and you go through and you check it all off as you wanted to. And I prefer that as well. So if you do not like this menu where your search options and criteria are divided based on location, sale type, you know, freeholds, bedroom and bathroom numbers, and you're having to click through all of them and set it up, you don't have to use this layout. You can actually change the layout based on what you actually want to look at. You have the map and card table, which will give you a combination of all 3. So you have your options on the left-hand side, which now conveniently are all together on the same page, nothing hidden in submenus. So as soon as you start moving to different layouts, you get some slightly different search options, which kind of make it more typical to Stratus. After that, you have your map and your table, which will give you your listings actually will populate on the bottom right, but it probably has too many for me to view right now. There they go. So you have your standard, you can scroll through those. When you go to just table view, it's going to remove the map. It's still going to give you your list of properties and all of your criteria on the right. And then you have your strict map only view. My personal preference is a little bit more old school. I kind of just like the table view. I want my criteria all on one screen. I want my results on the right-hand side so I can see a lot of information. And this is how I kind of like to work it. But I just want to do a brief example for the people who do, in fact, like the newer version. Location, you're going to be selecting, just as before, our municipality communities. for Peel, Mississauga, and further. When you want to, therefore, tell it whether you want available, unavailable, sale, lease, you have your options. I'm going to leave it at sale and available. Your classes and types are under the next one. Detached freehold, I'm going to leave it as is. Bedroom, bathroom numbers, price ranges. Now, this is a question I get very, very frequently. Matt, what is the difference between price and list price? Constantly. It's a little weird. List price will always show you the listing price of the property every single time. Whereas price, with the little question mark next to it, will give you the price based on how you're searching. If you're searching for available listings, it will give you the list price. If you're searching for sold listings, it will give you the sold price. So that is the hybrid price box, and it will fluctuate based on what you're searching for and how you're searching. Whereas the list price will always give you the list price of the property, even if it's sold, even if it's been terminated or expired. So those are your differences. Generally, you're going to want to be searching for list price, but if you're searching and doing a CMA, you're going to want to probably also be asking for the sold prices. You don't care what it was listed for if it was sold for $150,000 more. So if you're searching for unavailable sold properties, I highly encourage you to use the price box. If you're searching for list properties, just be safe and use the list price box. Does that kind of make sense to everyone? Now that that's been broken down a little bit, that was explained to me that way, and I much prefer that explanation to how it was originally explained to me. Now, the more filter section, again, is just all of your additional stuff. And what I get asked very, very frequently is the add a field. And this is important because I'm asked, Matt, how can I search for listings that are just from our brokerage? It's an excellent question. You're going to have to find the custom field called list brokerage. And list brokerage, you'd think would be listing brokerage, but no, they named it list brokerage. And then you can add in Royal LePage signature. And I would encourage you to list just Royal LePage signature, not Royal LePage signature realty, because we currently have 5 sub-brokerages. We have large-scale teams that have a sub-brokerage beneath Royal LePage signature, Royal LePage signature, you know, a Samad Homes Realty, Royal LePage signature, so on and so forth, Connect Realty. We have sub-brokerages. If you type in Royal LePage signature realty, you will not capture all of our listings. You will be missing all of our sub-brokerages. So if you leave it at Royal LePage signature, that should get you everything. That's my biggest question. The one I get the most is how do I search for list properties? The second most one I get is how do I search for specific remarks, either brokerage remarks or remarks for clients, because sometimes they put sold as is, or you know, decrepit property requires renovation, or you know, handyman special. Like sometimes they use these keywords, and you won't have a way to kind of search that unless you actually add the field itself. So down under remarks, you have your remarks for brokers. Sorry, my mouse is a little crazy. You have your remarks for brokers and remarks for clients. Those are the ones that I recommend you add to search for these very specific keywords. You know, handyman, as is, you know, as is with a hyphen or no hyphen. Needs renovation, or just put reno, and you'll pick all those up as well. You also will pick up the ones that have been renovated, so that might not work as well. But these are your, I get asked these the most, these 2 things. How do I search for our brokerage listings, and how do I search for keywords in remarks? Those are your 2. There are a lot of additional fields that you can add in if you want to search something very, very specific. If you can't find it in the standard list of criteria, if it doesn't exist in the default list, you're going to have to add it in and search for it. So that's your generic search options and kind of, you know, how to see it. So we actually want to run a search here. Mike, you're going to be searching for your dream home. So Naje, if you want to swap with me here real quick.
Sure.
We're going to leave it at the filters. There you go. There's your filters. So Mike, what property are we searching for today?
So let's go 2.5 million to 3.5 million.
Bring up your voice a bit.
2.5 million to 3.5 million.
Turn out to 3.5 million, okay.
Got to be on 10 acres or more.
It is a dream.
Water feature.
I had it set to Peel, Mississauga, so you might want to just undo
Oh,
that.
yeah, I don't think we're gonna find that in.
Mississauga.
Top right.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. So basically like Halton Hills, well, Cambridge, that's kind of, actually, if you want to even go Grey Bruce in that area too, we can look at that. I gotta work on the wife, right, Hilda?
Oh, yeah.
Hilda knows my wife. It's a jerk campaign. It's a jerk campaign. It's a jerk campaign. Is that good?
That should be good, Mike. Great, Bruce.
Don't forget the water feature. That's very important for me.
You said Grey Bruce? Where is that
Grey
located?
Bruce is like Owen Sound up to Tobermory.
Okay.
Are you retired?
Pardon me?
Are you retired?
God willing.
So there's your Owen Sound area, Mike. Is that kind of where you want us to concentrate on?
And actually more of this. So this is good, but up here in this, so you know the Grey Bruce Peninsula, Tobermory is the top.
So we'll do a custom range. So
So the limitation might be because it shows forts up there and there might not be all of the listings, but on Realtor.ca, you can see that.
So what Naje is doing is he's drawing a custom shape using the custom shape icon here. So your map function just on Stratus, they allowed you to do circles and shapes and squares, and they called it the polygon symbol. It basically, I call it the free draw. And so that was what Naje is doing. He's drawing a free draw to capture that entire area that's limiting our search to this space here. And he's using the free draw option to do that. You have the circle option and your free draw option here.
There's definitely listings in TRREB that are up there that meet that criteria.
I think you had it set to 250,000 and 350,000. And yeah, I had detached and 2-story set for my example too, I think.
Yeah,
You probably want to bump that up a little bit.
Actually, go 1 point, we'll make it easier because there's more in the 1.5 to 2.5. Or yeah, 1.5 to 3 is good.
Do 1 to 2.5. See what you get from there. Yeah. And then take off your detached and story. So question, yes.
Can you do multiple polygons for one search?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, absolutely. And a great example for that is I used to help an agent who was searching for someone who wanted to live next to a GO train station. And they didn't care which one. They wanted to be in Mississauga, and Mississauga has 3 GO train stations, Clarkson, Port Credit, and that one, yeah. So we had a circle drawn across all 3 of those GO train stations out to a ½ a kilometer, and the search was kept within those 3 bubbles. And you absolutely can do that. You can do bubbles or free draws, just like Naje's added another little section over there.
So we got some stuff.
We do have some stuff.
Okay.
We don't have anything, but
Oh,
TRREB
we had set the signature. Right?
signature only, yeah.
So bring it up more up here, like the polygon, up to there, like stretch it way up here.
Change your way up.
Yeah, so keep going. Keep going.
Some each.
So you're gonna go right up to Tobermory.
To Tobermory.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
There are rattlesnakes up there,
I
just in
know.
case. Anybody knew that? I am not retired, just in case.
Sally's not visiting anymore.
I turned 54 next month. I still have a couple years left.
2 years younger than me.
Okay. So one, I love this feature where you can use like this search by this polygon method, which is awesome.
I think it's captured very much.
Well, it's a unique property though, right? It's the acreage and a water feature. So there you go.
More capture, okay. Let's keep the background chatter down.
That's not correct.
Okay. So, a question that I get asked frequently, and which I do not have a good answer to, is when you have a large amount of results and you want to select just a couple of them and then view just a couple of them in the large view, and you would just want to be able to go back and forth to them. Stratus let you do that. Realm does not. Not yet. They said it is coming, but it is not a feature available right away. So even though Naje is selecting number 1 and 3, if he were to then go back and forth for the other buttons, it's going to go back and forth between all the listings in his search results, not just the ones he's checked off. It is not a feature available yet, but it is definitely a feature that is coming. So Naje, I got a question.
So if we select some listings and we want to email it to the client, will they get the whole list or will they get?
No, so go ahead and show them the email function. So Naje has selected number 1 and 3, and we just want to email just those to our clients. Your options are in the top right-hand corner here, and you have your email option there. And in your email option, you're going to be sending it. Oh, there you go. You're only going to be sending either the selected listings or your listings on the page, all of the listings. Those are your 2 options. And obviously, we're going to be selecting just the selected listings one.
Choose from your view as well. You've got broker full, client full. You also got a sheet views as well, which we'll go into in a little bit.
And that's how you send them to your client, and then you can customize as needed. So a question online was, how do you see the listing price and sold price side by side?
Listing price and sold price side by side.
Now, obviously on the listing, that would, if we just kind of went in and had a sold listing selected on the actual listing page itself, it would have list price and sold price. But on what I think they're referring to is maybe on the chart. Is there a way to see list price and sold price
Side by
in
side
this
in the
chart here? And I don't think there is. I think it's going to default to list price if it's available and sold price if it's sold. And I think that, and I do not believe there is a way to add additional columns. So I think that is going to be your best bet. Unless I'm wrong. Is there a way to add columns?
Let's see.
Because you can customize
Sold price.
sold price. Okay, so we've added, and then can we drag it up to be next to price?
Yeah.
There's price. And then we save it.
There we go. Click my save button.
Do we have to remove one? Are we capped at something?
So
Oh, we've got to add the give it a name. So to say test or yeah, sold price test, whatever you want.
we'll give us a price.
And there's
Sold
price and sold price.
Oh,
Oh, and I don't have anything on it. So there's your price and sold price side by side. So I believe that's what, who was it here? So Thaddeus, I think that's what you're referring to, was price and sold price side by side on the actual chart itself.
Now you notice now that we've got the sold listings on the map, they don't show these red dots and not blue ones.
mhm.
And your leases will actually show up as yellow. There won't be any leases between that price.
Blue available, red sold,
Yeah,
leases
are
yellow. Okay. Okay. So I think what would be a good idea is to get Mike added as a contact and act like we're going to be saving this and introduce them to prospect searches.
Okay.
So what you referred to on Stratus was prospect searching, where you would take a search, you would save it, and you would have this automatically email you and your client when a listing came available that matched that criteria. It is not called prospect searching on Realm. It is just called save searching, nice and simple. But to activate save searching, we have to first add a contact because you're going to have to apply that save search to a contact. So we're going to add Mike Kennelly as our contact. So throw Mike on in there as our contact. We're just going to manually add him as a contact.
So to do that, you navigate to contacts, top in the middle here. And this blue arrow top right hand side, and click on it. It's going to say add new client. That's what I'm going to add Mike.
Now, what this can also be used for is if you want to invite them onto, that's the middle name field, I think, yeah. Is if you want to invite them, just like you could invite them on the old, what was it called? The old collaboration, that's one. Stratus calls it the collaboration feature. This is just called, it's called nothing. You're just inviting them to join and to do searching just like they could through the collaboration feature. And you're gonna be, and you can do that through here if you want to. But we're just gonna add Mike as a contact real quick. You can add a lot of different information for them as you want to, but at the bottom here, you have your save and invite feature.
So you put in like intelligent, handsome.
You have your save and invite feature, or just save. Save if you just want to add him as a contact to your contacts. Save an invite if you want Mike to get an email to join and search on the platform on his own computer. That might be a bit of a hassle for you because then you're going to be getting calls from your clients asking for guidance and how to use the platform, and that might be a bit too much of a headache for you. That is up to you. If you want to give them the ability to do searching while you're on holidays, invite them. If you want to do searching, and because that's what you want to keep that to yourself, just save them and don't invite them.
Quick question on that. So they can access Realm through your platform?
Through your platform and do searching. They do not have access to add edits. They do not have access to broker remarks. They do not have access to broker rosters, but they do have access to the general MLS system for searching.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a record of them?
There is a record. You can see what they're searching under the history. You can see what listings they're looking at.
Can you save like similar thing like we like this property?
Absolutely.
They can make notes and you can see those notes. You can make notes and save it under their contact profile so they see them. Yes, absolutely.
Can they use the information to transfer it to somebody else?
Say again?
I mean, they take from one salesman, can they give it to some other salesperson?
I'm sure they can if they take a screenshot of their phone.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure, they could print it out and give it to someone else.
So is that
Mine was sort of the same question. So if you set someone up on an invite,
right?
And let's say there's multiple agents that set up their clients with the same email address under the same invite, do they have access to all the realms affiliated with different agents?
That question didn't come up. I actually do not know the answer to that
That
one.
would be a way to track whether they're using realtors, right? To say they're
Right.
using multiple, that's actually.
That's a good question. Yeah.
how do one does that? They do that.
Only one email I can send. They can use only one email as a client. They can send only one email with me, not with the other agents. So that's one email assigned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Can we verify that?
They can use another.
Verify.
Yeah, another. Yes, but only one email assigned to
One agent.
another.
That's good to know. That's good. We'll look into that.
We'll look into it.
Kathy was next.
Kathy?
Kathy.
The format that the client gets to see, it's just the client format, they can't see the.
It's the client format, yeah.
Client only, not broker.
And also, do they also see the sold listings as well or only available?
They can search for sold listings, but Realm only goes back to 1994, not 1986 like Stratus did. That's something to keep in mind. Although I don't think we would want to go far back to 1994, that's 20 years. That's the window they're keeping it at though. It's going to be 20 years, not back to the original MLS launch. So there's a, go ahead.
Oh, so I was gonna say I used to use Collab before.
Yep.
And it was like only one email address. It was like just maybe similar to like.
Hey, we'll look into that and verify that for sure.
We'll double check it, just to make sure you're not getting used. Larry?
What is reverse prospecting inquiry?
Reverse prospecting inquiry.
I get an email from one of these pages, my clients search to refer these for not others. How do they know what clients search these?
That's usually the Aldred.
I don't quite understand kind of what you're asking.
So when you enter here,
Reverse prospecting inquiry from these. I didn't know.
Maybe there's someone is searching, actually the client is a Lever's client, right? But there's another agent who figure out the client, Lever's client searching the property and belongs to the agent.
Yeah. This is.
How do they know it's Larry's client?
Yeah, how did
Yeah.
my clients search to house?
Reverse process.
I'm not too sure the answer to that one.
We'll have to look into that, Larry.
I'll look into that one.
Sorry, can I answer that?
You have the answer?
Can I say something
Can-
about that?
Talk afterwards. I'll get too off track.
No, no.
Was there another
It
question?
was Stan had a question.
Stan?
I just wanted to know, like, based on your experience, how much they collaborate. Like, I've been losing a little bit of a touch on the tech side where my clients have access to Home Sigma.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How does Realm relate to that
So Rome is
platform?
gonna be kind of how Sigma and TRREB kind of together. It's actually really cool, really powerful. Once we get back to the listing, we'll show you kind of what you can do when it comes to notes and things like that, sending listings or suggesting listings, liking listings, and kind of sharing that experience with your clients as well.
But you'd also be able to get the history, which House Sigma would have not as much easy time to do. But House Sigma would also connect to Realtor.ca, which pulls ITSO data,
Yeah.
right? So your collab through Realm just gives them access to TRREB, whereas House Sigma gives them access to the entire MLS data coming in through public domains like Realtor.ca, which includes the ITSO network as well.
But they'll get instant info, just like, because I have clients that get the info from House Sigma faster than I do
Mhm.
through Stratus right now. Is Realm a little bit more intuitive in that sense where they get the instant information?
Realm,
For the search. So if you set for the save search, it will be sending off the criteria.
when we hop into the actual save search options, you're going to see the difference from what's available in Realm to Stratus. Stratus was based on the system updates, which was generally every morning. Whereas Realm, you can have an instant updates. We're going to show you that. Yeah. So we've got Mike added as a contact. Let me delete that little circle there. And we're going to be saving the search that we just did as what you would call a prospect search on Stratus. We're going to start using the terminology of just a save search. So we're just going to save the search.
And you'll notice that we did go to another screen with the contacts. We left the search window, but when we go back to search, it's going to remain the exact same way you left it. And that is when you log on or log off, you want to change station, maybe you're on the go, you're on your laptop, you leave the office, you want to check out on your phone. The last search performed will always remain there.
So if I press clear on that, does that mean that original save search is gone
It'll
or?
wipe everything. Oh, sorry, if you're looking for a general search and you saved it for your client,
Yeah.
you clear it to do another search, you're good to go.
Yeah, save it first. Save it first, then clear it. Because if you clear it, you're wiping out all your criteria. Yeah, and any shapes you had drawn as well.
Okay, so we're gonna click on here.
So in our top right here, you have your searches and you have your save search.
Save search. And here's where we're gonna get to assign it to one of our clients here. So top, you can name it anything you'd like. Maybe we're gonna say Owen Sound Water Feature Property. I'm gonna click on Mike here and assign it to Mike. So now we have Mike set up to receive notifications. We can notify yourself as well. You can choose
all of your
notify
data.
client. So this is kind of what Matt was referring to. You can get daily updates or you can select real-time updates. So as soon as the listing goes active, you can make sure your client is aware of it. They get real-time updates. We do a daily reminder, schedule it.
And daily will give you everything from that day and all at once. Whereas real time, you're going to get a lot of emails as they all pop in eventually. So in this case, let's set it to real time. And we're going to say that we want our client to get an email. Now, the really cool part is if you invite them on this system, once you add them as a contact, they can download the Realm mobile app just like you have, and they would log into it through the link that they would get open on their email. In which case, you could have the notifications given through the app function instead. I would probably advise against that as it is a little bit confusing. And instead, make sure they get their email real-time notifications instead. Getting a little bit too far into the app with your client might be a little problematic, especially if you're not comfortable with it too. So I would assess leaving it as email, essentially. And we're going to be adding in the email addresses for our client as well, if they were not set up in the contact, but he set them up in the contact, so that is okay. And we're going to save the search. And at the bottom here, we have the ability to do, give them small photos and kind of just change around what they get. So that listing is now saved And now would be a good time to clear a search and begin something else if you wanted to. Yes, absolutely.
So we go back to contacts. You go to searches over here. It's going to tell us exactly, it's going to save that search for us. So if you just go back to it, that's where you find it.
Now, one of the things they touched on is even though it is automatically set at a 3-month time limit and it will expire in 3 months, it will not delete it. Prospect searching on Stratus will delete it after 2 months of it being expired. You'll notice that your prospect disappears from the prospect menu of your search functions on Stratus. This will never delete. It will expire and it will sit there forever and you'll never have to worry about losing it. That's one thing they fixed recently that they put onto the Monday presentation.
So does anybody have any questions about the safe searching or the other side?
Yeah, I would like to know how about like even I already save it, right? Save the search.
Right.
If later on I want to change some features.
Perfect.
How can I do that?
So if we saved it and this particular search, we saved under Mike Kennedy, we assigned it to Mike. So we go to navigate to his contact. I'm gonna go on searches over here. And that's our search. We can click on that. And it's gonna allow us to make any changes to it we want.
And is exactly as you had it set up.
Then how I have to save it again? That means the features update, right? Or I just like temporary searching.
No, it's saved. So we'll say up here it says saved. That's how I know my search is saved.
Like after you make changes. So make a price change.
Let's do,
Make a price change and then we're gonna resave it. So bump it up or bump it down, yeah. And now we want to resave it.
you save it? It's gonna save on its own. It's gonna be automatically saved and you change something to this. Settings. I think we're good. Let's change that.
And if you really want to make sure it's saved, just like what Naje did, he clicked on the save button itself, went into the settings, and then hit the save search again. But just like a lot of things these days, like, open, Google Drive stuff, it will automatically save as you make changes to something that's already saved. So don't worry too much. But
Save it on a different name or?
You can.
yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Click here. You go settings as well.
You basically want to take this and assign it to another client, perhaps.
You can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Settings. You can change anything here. You can do save as instead. And save as is similar to, when you have a Word document.
And you could save it as and save it as a new search. You'd get a new window pop up, assign it to a new client if you want to.
So
yeah.
it has to be under name, right?
Kathy, go ahead.
Okay, let's say you have a saved search and you want to send it to 5 or 10 people.
Okay.
Okay, is there some sort of ability that you can just save it as a group, like call it a
Yeah, you can assign it to multiple clients at the same time.
family, let's say?
Okay. So go save as there, and we'll bring up the new save window.
They were saying that they were trying to get that incorporated.
So if you wanted to assign it to multiple people,
Yeah,
essentially,
and just name it a group, so all those emails can get put in there.
We can add any number of emails.
I was told they couldn't do it yet.
We can add 20 emails into this box right here, and you can go to 20 different people.
Okay, but let's say at the top where you're gonna send it.
so this is the name. This is the naming it.
Yeah, and then let's say you want to have them blind copy those group of
A
things.
blind copy. What do you mean?
You don't want the other people to know that there's multiple.
You don't. So you want to send it to 5 people, but you don't want each other to know that someone else has gotten it. Put all 5 emails in here. Don't set them up as a contact. Add the emails into the email address box. It's not like they're going to get CC'd and see everyone else's emails. They're just going to go straight to them.
Straight to them.
Don't create them as a contact. Set all 5 emails up in this box here and send it to all 5 at the same time. Does that kind of answer what you were hoping to do?
Yeah, well, yeah, but.
But what?
Okay.
But what she's asking is if they try to collaborate on this, they can't because they're not a contact, right?
If they want to work this.
Okay, so I have to have them all set up over there where it says, what does it say?
But what are you hoping? So you have like 10 clients all interested in Owen Sound rental properties, right? And you want to take this search and send it to all 10 people so they can look at the listings that you've selected,
Yeah.
right?
See, when you send send it up to, like, when you're sending the actual search, you've got to put their name at the top.
No, this is the name of the search, not the name of who you're sending it to. This is who you're sending it to by address, and this is who you're sending it to if you have them saved as a contact. But you don't have to select this. You can just add the emails. Yes.
Yeah. So what I like to put in this box is like a brief kind of description of what my client or whoever's looking for. So if they want a 3-bedroom in Waterloo, 2-story house, I put like a brief description in here, and it's going to show me anything that's going to match that kind of criteria. And my clients are separate. So these are where the emails go.
So is this
That's
email
where-
treated as a BCC?
Yeah, treat it as a BCC. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Exclusive email.
And is
Yeah.
it automatic, or do you have to put in the addresses every time?
You have to put the addresses in every time unless you save them as your contacts and you select them one by one. Oh, but if you add them as your contacts, you just select them off and you're good to go.
Sorry, it's like Stratus, the only thing when you put email addresses, everyone sees those emails. Because I just looked at my emails, like my daily.
Oh, so like if you put them there,
Yeah.
it'll be exclusive. So it's going to be sent out through their platform to the individuals.
That's it.
If I do access to the client, send it.
Could you speak up a little bit?
If I send an app, request.
Yep.
In access.
Yep.
Do I get to know or notified when they download and what kind of search they are doing?
Yes, absolutely.
I know they were telling me that
Yeah,
they
yeah.
want to rent, but they're looking for.
Yeah, we just showed that. Hop back onto the contact menu. Hit cancel out of this and go into Mike's contact. So in the history, you'll be able to see what they're searching for, what they're looking at, any notes that they've made on properties. So you'll be able to see what they're doing. Yes, absolutely. Yep. Okay.
Just a quick
Yeah, go
question,
ahead.
not to throw you guys off track, but I'm trying to understand, so when you put everybody, the contacts, let's say you have a group of 5 people.
Yeah.
Those contacts, they don't see what the other ones are doing, right?
No, absolutely not.
They're
Only
all
you can see what they're
individual.
doing.
And we get to see what each individual is collaborating on their own.
Yeah.
Searches, okay.
You're giving access to individual clients and they can only see parent to child relationship, not child to child relationship.
So those, that we added on the right.
Yep.
Do they automatically get it every day as well?
So we're not inviting
Yes,
those.
if you set it up that way,
Okay.
if you set daily or real time, they're gonna get the updates based on how you set it.
Okay.
We're-
Without seeing that other people are seeing.
We're saving a search essentially is what we're doing, and we're having it sent to people. This is not giving them access.
Right.
Just because we saved a search and had it sent to people doesn't mean they're getting an app invite.
Yeah.
Right?
So over here we got notifications for me. So that's how I'd be notified. That's how you'd be notified, the person using the platform. Notifications for my clients, and that's anybody that's going to appear in this list over here. Those are your quote unquote clients. And additional email notifications, you can also choose the frequency. So you can say daily, you can say real time. It's going to be additional images. Somebody who's not your client, but also wants to be included on the emails just so they can see what's going on. Make sense?
Where is
Go on, Ari.
Where is the message part you contain?
The message. There you go, actually.
Well, this is we're editing something that's already saved.
Yeah.
So if we wanted to have a different one, we'd have to kind of go back and recreate our search. I think we have something else set somewhere.
We might actually, yeah.
Do we have everything else set? There's just too many. There we go. That's better.
And there's a yellow dots for leases.
Yep.
Save this.
So this is a new search we're saving. Go ahead and save it under Andrew or just Mike Henley again, yeah. And give it a name there.
There we go. So very quickly done a saved search. These yellow ones, talking about earlier, these are our leases. Any more questions about safe searching guides?
Sorry. So before you were talking about the land register search,
Yes.
is it possible to search by property class? Meaning you want to search for a specific city, all the triplexes, specific city, all the duplexes, or for sale or not for sale?
In the land registry, it's not as flexible as that. The land registry has very limited search criteria functions. You can do generic municipality searching and things like that, but you're not going to get a lot of criteria options for the land registry search.
Yeah, this is what you get for land registry searching. So you get land registry office, owner name or address, same as GeoWarehouse. The same kind of platform.
It's just GeoWarehouse has slightly more advanced criteria options, whereas this is more designed for typing in a specific property and looking up the data, the land registry data for that property. That was its original intent. Or typing in a condo building and seeing what it is for the whole building itself. Yeah, so if you want to farm a specific area, then I would go to GeoWarehouse. So before we skip again, we keep bumping. What was your original question?
So actually, I still haven't distinguished the real time and the daily.
Yeah.
What exactly?
Daily, you get one email.
Yeah.
With everything that was collected from that day.
Okay, so
real
yeah,
time.
who set the time for the day?
You don't have a choice. It's automatic through the system. Yeah.
So real time is whenever the listing comes out.
Right away. Yeah. Right away.
What time? Daily updates with the morning time?
On Stratus, it was in the morning. In Realm, I'm hoping they're keeping to the same thing on Realm. It's in the morning, which give you the previous days.
Yeah, because previously was 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Now I think they changed it to morning time.
I prefer morning time. I hope they keep it at morning time. Okay.
Okay. So moving forward a little bit, if everyone's okay.
Yep.
This is your new listing view. So you click on your listing. This is how it appears now. It's a little bit different. It's a bit difficult getting used to finding where the information that we're used to finding on the page is a little bit different now. So I'll go through and kind of explain the key areas of what we're going to look at. So top here, you've got the address.
Here you do well.
We can't hear you.
Oh, okay, I'll speak up a little bit.
Is on the other side of the screen. So.
No worries. So up here, we've got the overview, which is going to be the top of the listing. Next up, you got your attachments, links, description, listing info, property flow, and features. And these are all little subheadings that I will bump into as you scroll down the listing. So overview, you got the address, top here, nice front and center, easy to recognize. Your list price is for lease, it's going for $950 for 1 year term. Still can't hear me. All right, I'll try to click up a little bit more. So we've got a detached 2-story home. It's 1 bedroom, 1 bath, 1 room, 0 parking spots with 49 days on the market. So you got your DOM. There used to be a CDOM here, which was throwing a lot of people off. Your CDOM is going to be a lot higher than your DOM. CDOM stands for cumulative days on the market, which counts the days that property has been on the market, regardless of agent, regardless of representative. As long as it's been on the market, hasn't been cancelled or terminated for 60 days, it's going to keep rolling that count. So be aware when you're doing your cancel relist, if you're not taking it down for a minimum of 6 days, that count will continue going. We've got contact details.
Say that again for everybody, so they're clear on that.
Yeah. So your CDOM, your cumulative days on market, will hold on to the count, retain the count unless the property is inactive for a total of 60 days minimum. So if you're canceling and relisting your properties, your CDOM will remain counting from the first time it was listed, even if it is with a different agent. So perhaps Larry listing is now going to Paul. Paul would now be responsible for listing, but the count would still include your days unless it's been inactive for 60 days total.
Even if it is cancelled?
Even if it's
So
cancelled.
those
Cancelled, expired.
canceling relist with the 0 days on market. With the CDM, it's not going to show that. It's going to show that whole time. Okay.
Dennis.
So typically when you go on realtor.ca clients, they go on realtor.ca, they're days on market.
Yes.
That's still the days on market for the current agent. That's not the CDM.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, so the only way that people will be able to see the CDOM is if they have access to Realm via agent or other agents.
Well, interestingly enough, there's been a huge uprising and uproar about the CDOM on the new platform. So they're kind of reworking what it's going to look like and maybe opt to take it off, put it back on. It's kind of in discussion about it. So we'll see what happens in the future. But just so you're aware, that is what CDOM stands for. That's what it means. And that's how you would work with it.
Is it happening now? Is it happening now?
It should be happening now, but they've taken it down for the time being. Might be coming back up a little bit.
Sorry, what's the difference between DOM and CDOM?
So your DOM is your days on market. That is going to be the days counted for that specific listing. So anything with the listing ID, you got your MLS number. Your DOM is only going to count the days corresponding to this one listing ID. So if you have a listing, you've had it up for 60 days, it's going to show 60 days. Your CDOM will count anything that is pertaining to this property that has not been inactive for at least 60 days.
So where if you list your property for 10 days and cancel it, and then list it for another 10 days and cancel it, another 10 days and cancel it, your CDOM is going to be 30 days.
Is there one?
Right? Does that make sense now?
Listing where you can show both of them?
It's not active right now.
Okay.
It's not active right now.
So they're changing it.
Okay, so it will show DOMs and CODM, both things? or
That's
only
what,
both?
that's what it was doing, but they've temporarily taken it down. We don't know if it's coming back.
Yep.
But when I first encountered it a few weeks ago, I went to Naje, the expert, said, what the heck is CBOM? I've never seen this before. Explained it. So it may come back, it may not. It's currently not in the system.
Currently not in the system.
Okay.
It is on its own, absolutely. It is there.
Are you seeing them? Yes, are realistic board, right? Yes.
On the Mississauga BSO, yeah, any ITSO boards, they do have it. They do have that count there for that.
So let's go through some of the different parts of our listing here.
So you've got your listing photos, you've got your library here. 14 photos total, so you can kind of scroll through and see what the property looks like and a little preview of how it's going to appear. On the right hand side, we've got contact details. Now this is where, you know, the Zolo kind of aspect comes into realm now. So a listing agent, we've got two of them on this one, Sean Yang and Wilson Lee. And we can go ahead and send them a direct message straight from the listing. We don't have to call their brokerage. We don't have to find their cell phone number. We don't have to do much. Click on that button and we can start a chat with this agent. Regardless of what brokerage they're at, we can send them a quick message saying, hey, I'm interested in property. Can you give us more information or anything like that? And they'll be able to reach out back.
Now this will, if they use the mobile app, it will pop up as a notification on the mobile app. If they don't, they're going to see it next time they log into TRREB. So don't think it's going to be real time unless they're actually physically on the app or have it open on their computer.
So it's not going to their cell.
But they can because I have notifications turned on. So it would go to my cell phone as a standard like text message pop-up, right? Except it will be on from Realm.
But they have to turn it on.
They've got to turn that
So
on.
they may not.
They may not.
Right.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
So if you're also looking for the numbers, you notice that it's not there. You click on these three dots to the right-hand side of the speech bubble. You're going to get their phone number, their office number, fax, and whatever details they put in for their contact. You'll see it appear on the side there. So you can still send them a text message or give them a shout on their phone and have a chat. Below your photos, you got your attachments. So this one's got a Schedule A. You might find a Schedule A. You might find state certificates sometimes. You might find property reports, feature sheets, Schedule Bs are most common. You're going to find them right under here. Below that, you've got your links. These are your directions probably, so it's going to take you to a mapping service. You can view it in Stratus until July 30th. Online appointments, which is going to take you to the office. So that's going to go to the listing brokerage's online booking service. So if they use Broker Bay, it will take you to Broker Bay. If they use Showing Time, it will be transport to Showing Time. It's listing brokerage specific, that one. Web forms, we're familiar with. You just take the information, you put it into web forms. You want to type like any kind of form or offer, Larry?
Is there any way you cannot show the listed agent on the front page?
Is there any way to not show the listing agent on the front page? No, there's no way. The listing agent is the representative of the property. Yes.
Oh, no. When you're sending it to your client, you're going to choose client full. It's not going to have brokerage information, right? Yeah. Yeah. So with that option is in your print or your email option, just like it is in Stratus now. When you email something in Stratus or print something in Stratus, you have the drop down to choose client full or broker full. It's the exact same thing here. Client full or broker full.
Client full. And a client full.
That's only in the that's only in the actual emailing system itself. It's not going to change your view here to looking at it. That would be weird if it did. And so, like Naje said, you have your web forms, but if you're a SkySlope Forms user, right below it, you got your SkySlope Forms button for auto import. Jared?
Could you wait to add properties to your favorite list? You know, that we had it before.
Yes.
So right now you have to go through like a bunch of screens to add to favorite lists.
Yeah, you can go back to the list. Let's go back. And you can check off the ones that you want. You can
And the little heart
like it.
is the new like system, right? So sort of kind of like the favorite system. If you heart it and it's a like it, it's going to be added to your likes. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. That's just a quick way to do it.
Where do you find your likes after?
You go back to contacts.
The homes?
Contacts. I'm gonna go to
Know how you view the properties that you've liked essentially.
It's on the home screen. Yeah, the main.
Yeah, I should actually like.
And I think it's down. I think it's down. Research saved.
Once we have some likes, it would appear in this list here.
Go check. Go like one real quick from that previous menu. Go like one of these. So we can get a pop in there. So we're liking it in the. He checked out the liked it off there. And when you go down, it should be down there. Saved. Likes. There's your likes. It's basically going to appear under your saved lists, but it's going to be listed as a like.
Thank you.
Okay, so head back into that listing. We'll just keep going down there.
Okay, perfect. So you got your links there. Below that, you got your description. Matt explained earlier, you can kind of search for specific terms within the description as well. Your listing information, so you got your list price, your original list price. So, you know, sometimes the price is going to price change. You can see them right here, side by side. So the top of this and the bottom of the listing, like it was previously. You've got your contract date, your expiry date, and it's got pretty much your listing information as it says here. It's nicely labeled.
Just like on a Stratus printout, it's sort of the same kind of thing, just in a slightly different order.
You get property information, kind of that middle section of the old Stratus type listing. Features, what's included, what's not included in this rental. Washroom information, extras, included in the lease, show requirements, broker remarks. We've also got a map on the bottom here that's interactive. To fully use this map to kind of see what's around the area, you can zoom in, zoom out, and kind of get a better feel for.
And the property history as well.
Property history, which is
So keep going down there.
So you've got property history. This is more extensive if the property is for sale. It's going to also include your land registry records as well. And that.
Is the sold date in the slide is the same as update date on the rent?
Say again.
There's a no sold date on this. Sold date. We had in the slides, but we don't have dates.
Where are you seeing that, Larry?
All the sold listings in the slides, we have sold date.
Sold date.
Sold date.
Sold date, okay.
We don't have in one. Is that update date, sold date?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you go up here to
Are you talking about under the property history?
No,
normally-
the sold listing.
right here.
Yeah, normally we can see the sold date, the property sold
Yeah.
date. but
So
here
if-
we cannot see it, but how about the updated?
This one is not. This one's still available, so it's not sold date here. But would it,
We're looking at an available listing. If we were looking at a sold listing, your sold price would be there. But this is an available listing, Larry. Yeah, otherwise, it would be there.
Then you can say sold listing.
Uncheck your available, just get only unavailable.
It's an updated date and sold date.
So just grab one that's sold. Keep the background chatter down a little bit as your voices are getting picked up.
There you go.
So here's your sold list, original list. Your contract dates, expiry dates, closing dates, everything's there.
Sold date is right here, Larry. That's the date it was sold.
Everything is always going to be under your listing information.
No worries.
So actually, so keep going down. This is a sold listing. So let's keep going down here. And this might actually give us some more interesting things under your history, which is a bit too far. So go back up a little bit. So here, this is a much more in-depth property history because it's been sold a lot.
And so you know, this is taking from not just TRREB, it's also taking from TRREB, it's taking from ITSO, it's going to be your land registry record. So any sort of transfer that's happened on title will appear on this list. I mean, we've got a longer list here. If you click on show more, it's going to go back to 1990. So your history is going to be a lot more extensive. You're going to see what's happened probably in the past 20, 30 years.
And now you're going to notice there's no MLS number either because it's being brought in from TerraNet, which means you're not going to be able to find that listing on MLS. So, and as we keep going down even farther, now once we hit the land registry section, we're into Geo Warehouse information. The standard information you'd find in Geo Warehouse is all included in an all-in-one property report here. And as we go down, you can see everything.
Purchase your reports straight from the listing now. Your plans and surveys you can also purchase right from the listing. Your easements, you got your impact fish down here. You got your zoning, your frontage. So you don't have to go in 7 different places to look at this information anymore. You've got it right here in one handy little platform. Including the demographics, household, socioeconomics, that's your regular GOS information. So that's going to be a quick snap view of what the listing looks like. Any questions? See the square footage. The square footage, you have to purchase that, or you find it somewhere else.
The next factor that they have on there is if the property has a mortgage or not.
If the property has an existing mortgage,
It'll tell you, if you scroll back up,
keep going. This is the demographic info.
where Geo is,
Keep going. Keep going.
list of details.
Listing details, keep going.
And this land registry info here, it only has the last sale.
It'll tell you if there's a charge on it or not. Yes. or
Mortgage
no.
active, yes, yeah, right there.
Oh, yeah, active mortgage. Yep. Yeah, that's cool. So bring it up on the window so people in back can see it. Keep going. So there, active mortgage, yes. Keep your voices down, please.
So do we have more information here from the registry because
It doesn't matter to the
Geo
new buyer.
Warehouse.
Absolutely.
Whether
But
there's a
only when
mortgage
we go
or
to
not.
Geo
One voice at a time.
Count be included, like how we had the 2,000 counters before. The access on Geo Warehouse.
For your number of searches?
Yeah, number of searches.
Yeah, it'll be the same.
Only if you go to Geo
Only if
Warehouse.
it's GOS.
Correct. This does not count towards that. No. Yep. Any other questions? There was another one. Chandler, did you want to say something?
You know, the new buyer, whosoever is buying it, whether there's a mortgage or not, they usually say that, consider as clear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter to them, you know.
Not wholly, no. That's a good thing for you to know, something for you to inquire about and maybe just warn your client about. But generally, it's not really, it's usually clear, right?
If there's any lien on it.
And which would be under the easements and liens. Yes. So you still get all that information as well.
So the active mortgage thing, if you're thinking about a problem from a buying perspective, would be they bought the property a year and a half ago, and it says active mortgage. Is this mortgage going to have any equity left in it, right? So are you going to get paid? So it's a kind of trigger mechanism for you to ask that question. That's how I would perceive that and look at that. That they bought it a year ago, 2 years ago. We've had a market, somewhat correction there. Is there equity to pay your fee? That's where I would be asking questions on that. Okay. could I have, is MPAT data available through this as well? Or
Yeah.
Just geo?
Everything as well.
Okay, there it is. I thought I saw the.
Brings it
logo.
all in, yeah.
It
Brings it all in.
Okay, good.
It even gives you your ARNs and your PIN numbers, or if you want to do the listing as well, right? Because people would usually try to find those two pieces of info and it's hard.
Yeah.
It's here, but it's also on Geo Warehouse and therefore brought into here. Kathy?
Taking it a step further, you still should be doing a search if you represent a buyer or seller.
Mhm.
Because I've had a situation a couple of times where the seller tells me it's free and clear, there's no mortgage on it.
But it was the wrong one?
Many, you don't know.
They typed it in wrong? Okay.
Years ago. Still showed up.
Huh.
So we had to backtrack, go through the bank and let them know that they forgot to register the discharge.
Well, that-
I'd rather do your search up front than wait till the last minute and
That's
find out. Especially if it's I had a private lender on one listing and I've had a bank on another listing. And if I didn't do my research right from the start when I took the listing, I would have had issues on closing, especially with a private lender.
This is why we have title search dates that are a few weeks before closing, because on a title search, you identify a number of issues. That's one of them. You can identify liens, encumbrances against a property, or these things now called cautions on title, where there's, or a no-see, notices of special interest. Although the legislature provincially in Ontario, there is now a bill before the legislature to eliminate and make those illegal. A no-see is those things where somebody's knocked on the door of the homeowner, they've sold them a furnace, an air conditioning unit, a solar system, water tank, and then they slap a 15-year rental agreement with them that if they do sell, mostly it's not transferable, there's a buyout of it. So this $3,000 furnace all of a sudden becomes $15,000. It's called predatory sales tactics. There is a motion in front of the legislature, although the legislature is now sitting, we'll come back to the fall, to ban these things, which are great. We've bumped into these problems a few times. If you go to YouTube and type in W5 no-sees, there's an actual documentary they did a couple of months ago, W5. I don't know if anybody's ever seen W5. It tells you the story there. You might also want to put in the landlord, the one they did about 5 months ago. There's a horror story about that from W5 as well. Okay.
But these days, most of the lawyers, they want the title insurance, they wanted to spend about $5.
Title insurance is mandatory on purchases in Ontario. It's not an option anymore.
Let's not get too far off track. I've got a question from the chat. Naje, can you head out of this listing?
Yeah.
We have a question regarding searching for CMA purposes. They want to limit sold or unavailable to only the past 12 months. So this is a good way to kind of show a couple of different ways to do that. So you do have your, including unavailable listings between 2024 and however you set this. Right now it's 2023 and now based on the slider. But there's also a menu option where you can do this as well. If you, can you swap it and go down to, keep going down. We have the actual to and from box. Here, get back down. So we have our sold date field, and we have the from and the to date. And the neat little trick that they showed us is you can do T minus, 365 or T minus whatever you want, T minus 90 for go back 3 months. And that will limit your search to the last 90 days. You could also put in a specific date range if you want to. And you can also use the last update date to bring in anything that's been updated as well. But generally, you're probably going to want to use the sold date. And that's how you would basically limit it. So Sonia, if that's what you were doing and you were also getting everything back to 2021, there just might be, you might be either missing this here and relying just on the slider or doing just one or the other. But let me know if that's if it's still happening for you and we'll help you. Okay, so why don't we actually hop into CMAs?
Sure.
So how about we go back to Mike's search that we did for Mike, and let's make a CMA out of it.
She said, thank you, Sonia. That was good.
Perfect, thank you. So we're going to head back into one of our saved searches, and we're going to make a CMA out of this search. So we set up, we're hop into our mic. Can we do it from the search itself? So we're gonna hop back into our Owen Sound search that we did for Mike here. And we're gonna take this and we're gonna create a CMA out of it. And the best way to do that. So we're obviously gonna want to include the properties that we have as available, but we should probably also go back a little bit into the unavailables. Maybe throw it back. How far back should we go for a property like that? Obviously, they don't get moved as often as something in the city would.
Yeah.
Would you still want to go back a year though? Maybe a year and a half?
12 months.
12 months?
Yeah.
So we're going to go back 12 months. We can set it up between 2023 and now. But would that include January 2023?
Should include January as well.
Okay, so we're going to leave that as is, but we could also set the date range to near the bottom if we wanted to as well.
So date from.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can just, well, go ahead and just throw January 1st, 2023 in there, just for example's sake. As of January 1st. Let's see what we got. Yeah.
Open any one of the listing and go to the searches on your right side. It gives you the options to go to the CMA, and it also suggests you that the system suggests you also. You can search also. Yeah. Okay.
Not from here though. Oh, but yeah, from here. But I wanted to add in the unavailable stuff too, because we just don't want to go just available. We want unavailable. So now we have everything. We checked off all 14 of our listings. We've got available and unavailable, and we're going to create a CMA out of it. So in our top right here, lost mine. Right there, you've got your, wait, where is it here?
It's gonna be in here.
It's, you've got to go into the,
in here for your specific property.
and then up there,
Then
that menu, yeah, that's the one.
create a CMA.
CMA. Give it a sec to load.
How do you got?
Yeah, can you repeat this?
Oh, sorry?
You come back one step, like how do you got to that window?
We click on a single listing.
Yeah.
So we selected 2551 9th Avenue East in Owen Sound. It's going to be a subject property for our CMA, just for looking to compare other properties to this one, to our subject. So you can create. And I was going to give us some of the, what are our determining factors? How do we want to, what's the criteria that we want to compare this property to against others? You can choose your range, your distance, your kind of diameter there. For your date range, so we're going to go back to the past 12 months, and the statuses of the systems. Do you want new? Do you want sold? Do you want leased? By default, you're going to have the statuses checked off for sold and leased. Typically, when you're doing a CMA, that's where you look for anything unavailable in that area, anything recent. It's going to go back by default 12 months. You can narrow this down. You can do a custom one if you prefer, and maybe go back 6 months, maybe 3 months, maybe even a fast week.
Throw back to January 1st, 2023, just so we have it kind of lined up with our example here.
Sure. 2023, January 1st. Okay. What kind of classification are we looking for? Is it a freehold, condo, commercial? This one happens to be freehold. It will always suggest a price range for you. So depending on the subject property, it will determine what it believes to be the best fair price, what you should be comparing them to. In this case, it's got 934,915 by 1,264,885. You can go ahead and adjust that if you want. That's completely editable. You can go ahead and erase that, add extra numbers. We'll just add 900 instead, just to show we can. If you notice, when I removed some of the numbers from here, this box turned red and this one stayed blue. The red box just means that this number has to be less than this number. So when I was erasing numbers, this number became greater than that number. So it was saying there was an error there.
Let's bump that up to 2 million. So we get a broader view. And then show them the difference between search and suggest.
Search properties. It's going to take us back to our search window right here, so we can manually put in what we believe is the correct search. So you notice that I've got my shape here, depending on what we set there. So it was 500 meters, so my 500 right there. I've got my unavailable criteria. So all the criteria from the past window, you'll see appear on this left-hand side here.
Let's also turn on available too.
Available.
And we're gonna have to broaden our view a lot.
We'll have to broaden it.
Because we had our custom range before. Now we have a very narrow 500-meter spread.
Absolutely. You have to stretch.
So just grab it and stretch it like crazy, just to get some more examples in there. Much better. It's 3 results.
We've got 3 results.
So go ahead and check them all off. And we'll add them all into our CMA.
It's not got them.
We have our done. I think that will add them in, right? Or the add to comparables, I guess, would work too, wouldn't it?
Yep.
And then hit done, I guess. So hop back into the previous menu. Is the window in your way?
Yeah.
Just take it and drag it to the top of the screen. Click the green and throw it up there. There you go. Okay.
Return to my CMA. So I added them to my CMA, and I've got 3 listings under my CMA. I can go ahead and preview this. And Rome's CMA is like a website. So it's not a book anymore. It's like kind of a website page that gets emailed to your clients. And they go through, browse more details. So your subject property, it's going to tell us about what property, how it looks, its current status terminated. That was the MS number for it. Price estimated 1,099,900. I can go back to my CMA at the top left hand here. CMA. I can make adjustments. Maybe you're not satisfied with what the system produced for you. You can go ahead and make some notes here and make your adjustments. Maybe the properties that you've selected has additional bedrooms, or they've got additional renovations. You want to say that that's your adjustment. Those are the factors that are going to vary in the price. You just add your notes here, and you're going to make your adjustment in this column right here. So very similar to how Stratus did it. And then you've got 3, so we've chosen 3. So on the bottom here, you've got 3 comparable properties. So this is just for the 125 Canary Street. And I go through one by one and make my adjustments accordingly. Customized content is going to show you what you can add or remove from the CMA itself. So you've got title page, you can add or remove it. You can add an actual title or subtitle. You can add extra remarks here. You can kind of select what it is, what information you want to appear on the CMA for your client to discuss. And finally over here, maybe to customize the appearance of the CMA. Maybe you want to change the contact number, you want to change your photo, the name of the CMA. That's going to be to customize your appearance. And then finally share and export. This way you're going to send it off to your client.
Hit the preview button real quick in the top right there.
Go preview anytime.
So this preview will kind of just take you back to what your client will see when they click on the link with that email that you're going to get. And this is what they're going to see. And these are all the sections that we left there. Anything that we uncheck from that list of will be removed from this section. And they'll only be, so if you want to keep it simple, you can just leave it as the comparable list. Or if you want them to see everything, including property details, comparables, demographics, leave it all turned on and they can go through to the heart's content.
Does that make any sense? That's good.
Yeah.
This is based on the property we choose before, right?
Yes.
We choose a property, and the system was searching similar the features we selected.
Absolutely.
And selected. And so if like I would like to choose different kind of property, and I want to just compare those 3 properties,
Okay.
not just based on the one property, and the system is searching for me.
We have 4 properties in here.
No, the one I choose is before, like, this is like only choose one property, the main property. But I mean, I choose 3 kind of bigger properties by at the beginning. I just want to compare those 3.
Oh, so you want 3 subject properties?
Yeah, subject properties. No, I just to compare those. not like this one. This is like based on the one subject.
Oh, yeah, we have the one subject property and then our 3 comparables that we selected, but you're hoping to have 3 subject properties?
Yes, I choose.
That's interesting. I don't think you can have 3 subject properties.
I don't think that's.
Because the whole point is to have it based off of one subject property. Yeah.
Not 3.
Not 3 though, no. So you're stuck to comparing against 1. You can add the other 2 properties as comparables as well, right? But you can't have 3 subject properties. Yeah, unfortunately not.
Oh.
That was to something else.
Yes. Will you start creating CMAs? Okay, so we'll go over here. So first and foremost, we want to grab our subject property. We want to find something we want to compare our listings to. CMA,
If
you
it
know.
doesn't exist, right? If it doesn't exist, it's just never been sold, it doesn't exist.
So what we did was we picked a property and created a CMA using that as a subject property. But if we head into the dots, we can actually access the CMA system straight with no property. And you're going to be going not to top CMA, but you're going to be going to realm CMA. And I think it's up
right here.
realm CMA. You've got your realm CMA option, and this basically starts, and you can search by address or manually create a subject property. And so this is the way if you wanted to just add in information on your own, if you just wanted to type it in because it was never listed on MLS before, and therefore you can't actually find it in a search list, you're going to have to manually type it in. So go ahead and do the manually create. And now you're basically at the window that we were at before with all of our options, but it's up to you to add in your own subject property details. So I guess if you wanted to use this, instead of having 3 subject properties, if you wanted to just basically remove all of the criteria that are the same in those 3 properties and then compare against it, you could do that. Like if your 3 subject properties are all, bungalows in Peel with 3 washrooms, use those as your starting criteria and compare against it. Yes, and you would just be starting from a manually created CMA, which would probably be the easiest way to accomplish what you were hoping for. And then you would start by adding your subject property details, as much or as little as you want. And then when you go to add comparable properties, based on how detailed you've been, when you want to add, you can search based on your criteria or just kind of have it suggest.
Suggest them too.
So when we click on find comparables, because we have no criteria, we do not see a suggest properties like we did before. The suggest properties will suggest properties that are matching some of your criteria. If you have limited to no criteria, it has nothing to suggest for you, and you're going to have to go into the manual search. So that's your 2 ways. Pick a property and create a CMA, or manually set up a CMA and add your own criteria. Yep. Any CMA questions? You won the hand race.
No, this is a office question though, really, with
Okay.
adjustments. Do we have something out there, like, I kind of know roughly what adjustments, like how much we put for like a finished basement or an extra room. Do we have anything in the office that has like a guideline for
Like a list guideline?
Yeah.
No.
It depends upon the finishing and the quality of the construction has been made. Like the basement, depends upon the general basement, yeah.
I understand, but like,
The garage is like 25,000 or 30,000, extra bedroom 40,000, so
but
it's.
you know that mentally, but I'm saying.
Yeah.
We have no list.
It's better like exercise and to better bolster your career. That's your value right there as an agent. How do you assess properly? What do you determine the price should be based on value? That is your work as an agent. You should definitely hone. You look at a basement and say it's finished. Look at the finishes. It's your expertise and your eyes to say these are quality upgrades right here. This is going to cost this much, and that's really where you're selling yourself to your client, and it's really important that you're taking that conversation very seriously. Make sense?
And there was one other one. Yep.
She was just saying there's a guideline.
No, we don't have one. We don't have one.
Is what I'm saying.
Can you bring
So yeah, just go ahead and just go to the search and click on a random property. Doesn't matter what it is. Just go ahead and click on one that's popping up here. Yeah. So to create a CMA from a specific property, guys, voices down. To create a CMA from a specific property, you have your option in the top right. Bring up the listing and hit create CMA from it. It will use that as your subject property. And from there, you can add comparables, search for have stuff suggested for you. Okay.
Get a question here, Matt.
Fire away, yeah.
Yeah, do we need to invite our customer here by just sending the link, or we should invite them to the like web and they could add?
Are you asking how to give them access to the CMA?
Yeah.
Well, you can email it to them as a link, and they would log in. And the page that we saw is how they would log in and view the CMA.
You can also save as a PDF and send to them.
You can also save it as a PDF using your print options. Absolutely, yes. And however they would prefer to view it. So you have your share and export.
Print right up here as well.
And this will load it up as basically as a printable PDF. Once it gets all the data.
So they will be able to add another property to that comparable list?
Yeah. Whenever you go back to the CMA and add whatever you want in. No, they're gonna be able to view it, not to modify it. Like when you give them access to Realm, it doesn't give them access to the CMA system, right? Only you have access to that. So they can't go in and mess with stuff that you have. It doesn't give them access to your saved searches. It doesn't give them access to your contact list. They can't change or modify the CMA in any way.
Yeah, it's strictly to view the listings only.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it possible to export your prospects from Stratus and import this into?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what Matt did. The very first thing Matt covered.
That was contacts.
Contacts?
Not prospect searches.
Or prospect searches, you cannot.
Prospect searches, they said when I was in the Monday training, they said when they originally snapshotted the Stratus system and automatically did the Realm import that moved your contacts, it should have moved your prospects as well. But some people have been saying they don't see them. Some people are saying they do see them, and I don't see any of mine. So it's not a perfect system. I think it got broke somewhere along the ways, and there is no way to automatically do it. You're just going to have to recreate it and save it again. Yeah.
Just show us where the prospects are.
What do you mean by it's called save searching, not prospecting on Realm though.
Yeah, okay.
And so therefore, if you're trying to find your prospect searching, you're actually just trying to find your saved searches, and that's from your dashboard. I'll head back into your dashboard here and scroll down on the right. Here are our saved searches essentially. So that's and you can also come into the actual client themselves and also find your searches as well. But there's no, like on Stratus, you had your prospect searches tab. There's none. It's called saved searches, and it's going to be in your saved searches either on your dashboard or held within the searches associated with a specific client. So yeah, that's where to find them. So want to touch on ad edit real quick? Sorry, in the back.
One question. I already saved the searches for my client, and set up notification for me for a client.
I'm sorry? We can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I already saved searches for me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Work is done. How I can remove notification because I still receive.
Remove the notification?
Yeah.
Okay. So go to your client, and the search would appear under your client's contact. So go to searches over here. On the dots, you can go on settings, and you can hide it from your client, or you can go ahead and delete that. No,
correct. Yeah, just deletes it entirely and away you go. Okay, so for ad edit, to quickly just branch out into ad edit here, first just some generic information, because we're not actually going to go in and kind of show you how to do a full ad. But if you wanted the ability to add your own listings or edit your own listings, it's going to be in the add edit section in the 3 little dots here, listing add edit. The reason why I'm bringing this up is you might not have permission to view it. So when we import and set up a new person, when we switch between branch offices, you lose the permission to do add edit. And that permission has to be granted to you by one of our managers. So if you're trying to access your own add edit and it says you do not have permission to view this page, if you're a TRREB only member, you need to contact Michael Stothers. He will be able to give you permission. If you are a hybrid dual member of TRREB and one of the ITSO boards, you're going to be just emailing Mike Kennelly, and his permission, he's the one that has to give you permission through that system. So just on the off chance that you do not have permission, let us know. We'll get your permission added, and you'll be able to add it at your own listings.
Just to be clear, reach out the map.
For me anyway, okay? Nice try there, pal.
Well, I got to get you to log me into your system, so you know. So this is your add edit. And the add listing function will let you add your own listings, and your edit listing function will allow you to edit only the listings you are attached to.
Like 2 agent.
Yeah.
Within signature.
Yeah.
When it's in that time, when it's here.
Yeah.
It's only the first one can edit now.
That is correct.
So what
That is
about,
correct.
can we adjust to 2 agent? Can
No. So here's why that happens. If the primary agent is registered to one branch office and the secondary agent is registered to a different branch office, still connected to the same brokerage, but different branch offices, only the primary agent can edit the listing. We have problems with teams where the team leader, like Stan, is a member of the TRREB board and the Mississauga Real Estate Board. If his team member is only a member of the TRREB board and is a secondary in the listings, that secondary agent cannot edit his own listing because the primary agent is registered to a different branch office. So
He gets the permission from the.
permission doesn't matter at all. They just literally can't happen. So it's something that they're trying to fix. We have a way around it. I have a special tagging form I can submit to TRREB and say, this agent, give them access to edit all of the team leaders' listings, which would then also include his listings that he's tagged on as well. That's the only way around that system. So anyone in a team that's struggling with that problem, there's no real way around that other than giving the person access to edit all of your listings, even the ones he's not on.
Even within the same branch.
Same branch is fine. Same branch is okay. If they're registered to the same branch office, and what I mean by that, the Mississauga office has 2 branch offices. We have Suite 201 for all of our TRREB members, and we have Suite 7 for our dual agents who are members of TRREB and Mississauga board. Even though we're in the same office at 30 Eglinton, you're members of different branches, and therefore TRREB has you in different systems. So it gets really weird. Essentially, if you have problems, come to me. If we can fix it, we can. If not, nothing we can do.
Did you just mention to me that you can adjust it? You can, for example, add me to access all, edit all the listings.
If you wanted to be able to edit, if you were the secondary in all of your listings and you were the primary in all the listings, and you're a different branch office than he is, and you wanted to edit your own listings, I would have to submit a form that gives you permission to edit all of his listings, every single one, even the ones you're not listed on.
Okay, and then he still can do it.
Yes, he can still do it, but that also gives you the permission to do it as well.
So I will call
Yeah,
you later.
yeah, call me later. Yeah. We'll help you with that.
Okay, thank
Yeah. You got your drafts and then you got your archives as well for doing your own when you do your own listings. Now, there are a lot of unwritten rules when you're loading listings, what you can say in broker remarks, what you can't say, what what type of measurements that you can have on, whether you're using the metric or the other system is, there's a lot of unwritten rules that will get your listing flagged by TRREB, and then you'll have to make those changes. We always recommend that you let us load your listings for you. We'll ensure the documentation is correct, that you're not breaking any rules, that we attach all of the necessary documentation like our Schedule Bs. So if you're comfortable doing your listings, go ahead and do them. But if there is even the smallest bit of uncertainty, give it to our MLS department, give them the documentation, the photos, everything they need, and let them do it.
They're called DIS notifications, data integrity system notifications, where the system flags a mistake or an error that you put in, like I know linking to your website and stuff like that, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, you get 5 free ones?
I thought it was,
Is it 3?
well, it used to be 3. Is it 5?
So TRREB used to, I'm not sure, maybe we can check this out again. They used to give you 3 freebies. And after the third one, they just find.
Yeah. Automatic.
Okay, so they give you the opportunity to correct it. Actually goes to Chris. And if for the realtors that are under my umbrella, I get a copy of that as well. We immediately triage that with our MLS department to help you out. Others would get the TRREB ones, right?
Yeah.
So the fines could be $200, $500, $1,000. So if you are doing your own ad edits and whatnot, the liability is on you. Okay.
George?
I always add my own listings, and I always am very specific with the MLS department. Please look it over and tell me if I've done anything wrong. And I have to always ask them to add Schedule B, because if, you know, if I don't do it, I ask them to do it. So I feel quite safe with them checking.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alan.
Sorry, Bruce, I'm gonna change directions.
Yeah.
Let's pretend we're gonna make a change in the client. He's going from a 2-bedroom to only 1 bedroom under the search on one of my contacts. Let's say you want to send in this brand new results. I'm trying to save, like you said, a save by itself. I just not saving like I have to do it manually. I actually have to go under.
So you want to take a saved search that you've already done, change it from 2 to 1,
Yes.
and have it automatically.
Yes, but I
Pick
also
up?
want to select all the properties and email them to them right there. I'm trying to do it, I just, like the emails for the clients are not popping up. So let's just pick a client, like Mike, the search that you did, change something. And then try to go back in, it won't save until you actually click on save search. Yeah, because even if it says here saved, it won't save. You have to like save search it. Yeah, no.
Gerard is right, yeah.
So you've got to go back into saved
Yeah.
and hit
Yeah.
settings and then save again, save search.
Yeah, I think
That's unfortunate.
And then now let's try, pick all the new properties, try to email them to Mike. No. But his email's not coming up, it should be coming up, right?
What, like all 3 were captured.
The email will be right there. Like I
We
don't
have to set up a save search.
Profile.
So save search. It's saved for Mike already. It's not showing up because it's already saved for Mike already. So if I be sending on somebody else now, I get different, you know.
Why don't you send it to me, see what happens? You've got my right email?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just not auto-populating when we go to email you the listings. It's
Yeah,
not,
the whole list.
it's not auto-populating your email.
Yeah, that's what it's trying.
That is a good point. Maybe they've modified something.
Email address here?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, should pop up when you go to.
I can send it right
Yeah,
now.
we'll test send it to me right now, see what happens.
Well, no, you're gonna get it, but that wasn't the question.
Oh.
The question is why is Mike's email not auto-populating in the 2 function, even though this search was saved for you under your contact? And it used to.
So
It used to auto-populate an email.
So the way
But it's not.
that works here is if you click on saved, you've got Mike Henley added there, you've got settings. And Mike's already added, it's already saved for Mike. With my new updates, 2 bedrooms, 2 to 4 bedrooms, I've made that change. I hit save search down here, and I will save.
And then tomorrow he'll get the refreshing, the criteria, the new criteria.
Right there.
Right then and there, you just
Well, then
send a
just-
single email.
Check it off, send it on, type their email and fire it off. It's not gonna auto-import their email.
Oh, give me, give me.
But you can go, you can click on the 2 button and you can go to your contact list.
Yeah. I just start typing Mike in, he's gonna pop up on my list right here.
Because we have him added as a contact. So as long as you have Matter as contact, just type in like, start typing their name, it'll populate. It's just an extra step. So that was the end of my list. Is there anything else that you kind of wanted to cover?
Without it being there, it came in.
Well, no, because we added it manually. It's okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jasmine.
I have created a list that when I'm searching properly, like for example, I've searched for Mike, and I need a list for Mike, whatever, so I don't want to save it as contact. I've saved it as a list in my contact.
Okay.
Now, I just want to know, how do I access it? Like,
So you go to.
in status, we have the listing cards, right?
Yeah.
So the same thing now here, it says list. How do I just access when I go to my profile?
So you go and go to your dashboard and you can see your saved lists right here. If you scroll down, you've got all your saved lists there.
Also, if you click on search, you have your saved searches here. And you can, and there was my old one that I saved just for myself. I didn't attach a client to it. So these are all the ones that I would have saved with no clients attached under the saved searches list.
Those properties you sent is actually pretty cool.
Oh, very good.
There used to be the US consulate office. Wow.
So, were there any other questions that you get on like a weekly basis, Naje?
Not particularly. We've covered pretty much everything. Final thing I'll kind of go over is drafts here. Rome's new platform allows you to see your drafts as the MS department is working on them. So if you do notice that something's here, Andre was here earlier, he's now stepped out. But you'll notice that your drafts that we're working on currently will appear as this. If you do choose to make any changes to this, please do let the MS department know that you're making changes to it. Otherwise, you'll be stepping on people's toes, might get a bit complicated. Bless you, might get a bit complicated. So just be aware that your drafts will appear there. If you want to post them yourself, maybe the MS department's done it for you during the day and you want to post it at midnight. Some people like that listen to like Friday night in the morning. You can go in there and submit the listing. Just let us know you've done so. We'll be able to finalize the file. All right.
So where do we access the favorite? Now,
favorites?
It's called the likes. It was on the dashboard. We already showed you that. Someone else asked that as well. Hop into your main section there, and it's down here under. You've got your likes. Everything that you've liked will be under saved lists, and you'll have your separate section for likes. You can look that I've seen. It's just going to get more and more complex the more things you like.
So what your question?
Yeah, into the icons, all the icons, and can you go briefly through all the icons?
Which icons, Zoho?
On the sign over there.
The 9 dots.
The 9 dots. Yeah, can you click this one? Yeah, we have a lot of options. Can you briefly go through all of them? What is what for? What is what?
In just a second, there was a question that was being asked before. Go ahead with your question. The other one.
Oh, I was asking how long does those saved likes and stuff stay?
They don't go away. There's they used to expire and be removed from your system in Stratus. They don't get removed in Realm. Yeah.
And Gagan?
I think I found the solution to the Stratus prospects. So if you go to your profile, this is there.
If you go to your profile in Realm.
Yeah.
Oh, Stratus searches.
Okay, so these ones here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's my Go Train Mississauga example from way back in 2020. Look at that. Oh, and there's an import option.
Yeah, that is
I
brilliant.
want to know if we import them, do they go away from Stratus then?
No. Well, Stratus is also going away at the end of next month. So.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Don't know. Okay, so you had a question about the app buttons essentially. Do you remember on Stratus on the left-hand side how you had your navigation options? The old public records that doesn't exist anymore, Impact, Geo Warehouse, all your various links, your ad edit, your CMA, your contacts, your comparables, the lists. That is now what these are. Instead of being on the left-hand side, they're now hidden in the little 9-dot button, and they're all here. The exact same ones you saw in Stratus, you will see here, not in the same order. But none of that has changed. They tried to keep it the same wording, but they're now just hidden instead of being visible all on the left-hand side like they used to. So I guess we can just open up to generic Q&A now. because we're at the end of our stuff. So any random questions that don't really fit, Larry?
How do we still can access TRREB from the first screen when we click research?
So you have two options. One, you have know how to actually kind of go back to Stratus. And I believe
Look at the blue banner, it will take you to Stratus. Or you can also go to these dots right here, and there's an icon for Stratus there.
that's usually where I go to go back to Stratus, if I need to, for any reason. Earl.
I tried to email all the listeners to myself.
Yeah.
And then it asked me to log in. Will the clients experience that as well or not?
It asks you to log in when you try to view your own thing.
Yeah, so I'm in the other corner of the board.
Yeah.
I sent a listing to myself.
Yeah.
Just to see how it works. And then it asked me to log in as a guest or a real.
Your number, login number.
So why do I have to log in?
Because your email address you sent to is probably registered with TRREB, so it recognizes that you have an account, therefore wants you to log in and use the platform as an agent.
And if you've added your client and invited them to the system, their email will be registered as well, and they will have to sign in.
Yeah.
But if you're emailing it to someone that's never received an invite, it should just pop up the link and take you right into the listing.
I want to use the ROM on my mobile. They always like two choice, two options.
Yeah. And you're,
Yeah, there was a house I was looking for, had a client, and I knew it'd be a beautiful home, very well done, renovated.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden that house, it was listed to the, when it sold it to the January 24th.
Okay.
And then I kind of forgot about it because my client changed mind. And then I was looking on MLS for that particular address disappears. I was wondering why the listing disappeared. It was with it's kind of very.
so you an MLS listing that was there before is no longer there now.
Yeah, it's sold, but doesn't show that it's sold. So like, looks like never existed.
That could be for any reason, maybe the record was taken down, any outside external reason. We can look into that search on it. We can do that one.
If a listing disappears, the only people that can make a listing go away is the board itself. And if they receive some kind of complaint, they could have deleted it.
Yeah, it could have been deleted for any reason. We'll look at the search. Maybe it's just adhering to the criteria. Maybe there's something wrong there.
So, and my clients, fortunately, they have an MLS number, and I asked them, why don't you send me an MLS number? We looked through MLS. They was their house sold and all of the details, but on MLS when you search how much was sold for and all of the dates, no, they didn't show up.
Oh.
When I have like an MLS number, yeah, showed up, but when I search unavailable.
Where was the property?
Sorry?
Where was the property?
Would be.
So any interboarded listing will not stay in the system forever. If it was interboarded from another board to TRREB, it's not going to stay there forever. It's not going to remain in their system.
Arvinder.
Yeah, I wanted to know, like, I'm on metrics, okay, and can I use ROM and metrics side by side?
No.
You have to pick one.
It's hard to like.
You cannot use both at the same time. They're completely separate interfaces and you can only be connected to one at a time. If you're connected to Matrix, you can request to be transferred to Realm, and then you have to use Realm without access to Matrix.
Understand?
Just a quick question, this might be not the best question, but if our clients have access to Realm, through that invite, can they do a search on a property, like a geo warehouse search?
Not a geo warehouse search, they can only see.
They have access to the land registry search option.
So that like if they can see who the owner is, if they put in an address there.
We'll bring up ownership information. Haven't tested it.
Yeah, that's what
Haven't
I'm trying to
tested it,
test
and
out.
they didn't answer that one on the Monday session I was in.
So client being able to access the geo data, my guess is probably not, because part of our licensing, it's, we are subscribers to the license, like our real estate license and our board dues. Don't think a client of yours would have that layer of access.
I don't think so.
So can you write that down?
We can double check that one.
Yeah.
Steffi? Gagan?
That's why I tried to ask for this.
Yeah.
I bounced saying not delivering to unsubscribed address. So do they need to be added as a client first and then send any contact?
I just sent one over to.
Mike was in our contacts.
Someone over to our front desk. Let's see what happens. We'll send over. Yeah, well, the front desk to let me know what they receive when they get it. And Steffi,
It's a weird question, but on Stratus, I can like email 3 properties and look side by side, like comparison option. Is there an option in Roundwood to do that?
I don't believe so.
I only saw the four options.
Yeah, you got 3 lines, small flow with 3 lines, or large flow with 7 lines. The kind of formats there.
So no side by side stuff.
And I did forget to mention earlier, but the note feature on your listings. So you know when you're out and about, you print out your listings right on the page, showing at this time logbox code X, Y, and Z. You can put your notes right on the listing and it will save there. If you set it to your client can also see notes and they can also make notes back. So maybe you've kind of seen the property already. You believe that the washroom was really nice. That's a selling feature. You say, hey, beautiful washroom, nice 3 bedrooms, a big backyard, fenced yard. You can add your notes right here and that will be shared with your client as well. John,
adding an open house.
Adding an open house to the listing as a listing agent or adding
So that it shows up on realtor.ca as well.
that is still going to be in your manage my profile on TRREB. That's going to be in here, in these 9 gears. Manage my profile, you click on there, and then you add your open house information once you log into the profile.
Front received the email.
You did?
Front desk received the email that we just sent, and front was not a contact.
So I had the same issue last night. Unless your client is unsubscribed, it'll bounce back.
Oh, okay.
So is there, can we just call TRREB to add them back or?
Possibly. I haven't encountered that.
I had the same issue last night.
So if they unsubscribe from your email sends,
No, Rel, I'm thinking, not.
like the email they got with the listing now that they unsubscribed from, how to kind of resubscribe them? It's a good question. TRREB help desk.
You call TRREB.
Yeah, call TRREB help
Yeah,
desk.
cool, TRREB. Kathy.
I just want to make sure once more. So when you're doing a search and you're looking at listed properties available, you look under the list price, correct?
So list price will always show you the list price of the property. Price will default to how you're searching. If you're searching for available listings, price will show you list price. If you're searching for unavailable listings, it will be a hybrid. If it's a sold property, it will show you sold price. If it was an expired property, it will show you list price. If it was a terminated property, it will show you list price. The price with the question mark on the end of it is a hybrid one based on how you're searching.
Can you access commercial listings from Realtor?
Of course.
I'll explain after it.
So in search, the criteria you got freehold, condo, or commercial over here. Those are going to be your property classifications. So change to commercial there. Roger.
When you send a listing to our client, right? On the right hand side, it's showing the listing agent information. And does it show it to that listing?
It will still show the listing agent's name, I believe. I have to double check, but I believe it's just listing agent's. No, maybe not. I'll double check with you.
Okay.
For when you're using the old system, you had a municipality, like W04, W05.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for example, W10. And then I used to put W10 and then I will see the listings in that area, right? But now I have to draw a map.
There you go.
No, you still have the community drop down.
And in this one, it's even
For
it's even
example, I'm
more.
looking for Etobicoke and I don't see it there.
So right here, we click on municipality, Etobicoke.
No, it's go Toronto.
There you go.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You can jump straight to it.
That's the Etobicoke West Mall, which was W08 in the old system. Now it's just Etobicoke West Mall, right? So you still have them, but they've just been named finally instead of W01 through O whatever.
So you went to Toronto and then
I didn't go anywhere. I just went straight to community. You no longer have to go by area, municipality, community, you can jump straight to the area you want.
Oh, okay.
So for example, if I was looking to find listing right in our backyard here, city center Mississauga, I can just do city center. It's going to tell me.
So there's one in Barrie, there's one in MO, there's a whole bunch of them. And it will give you a scroll list.
So give me Mississauga.
Yep.
And you see over here, you've got Mississauga being the community, PO, the area, city centers, community, municipality, community, area. Steffi.
Only thing I would let you know, because this happened to me, you know that part where it's checked off match on all municipality community values. If it's unchecked, sorry, is it checked? Can't see.
It's unchecked at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unchecked at the moment.
Because you know what happened to me once? I did area PO, and then I did Mississauga, and then it actually got caught Brampton, and yeah. So just to give you a heads up.
Appreciate it, Steffi. Jasmine in the back.
We have a list of the new, like WA, what is the new name, we have like what is.
It's all the same. It's still very much the same. So if you remember it from before, it's the same one. You can even go on map layers and add that to your map as well. So you can have communities on the map, sort of similar to TRREB maps back in the day. What's these map there? So this little icon right here is going to be your. This icon right here are your map layers. More questions? Everyone's okay? Yes.
When the save searches for particular client automatically receive alerts.
Sorry, I'm just trying to.
When the save some searches for like some client,
Right.
this client automatically receive emails with the search.
They will see the listings that is included in the criteria of your saved search.
And then automatically
save
how
them.
my client
Or that you
know
send.
when I save searches.
You communicate that with the client, say I'm sending you a saved search, and as they select when you want daily
I need to
updates.
call my client, say when I save search for you, you need to go through that and check.
No, because they're coming in by email. You have, when, guys, one voice, please. When you're saving a search for a client, you have two options. Send them the results daily or in real time to the app, or send them the results daily or in real time by email.
Okay, my
Right.
name is send
When you-
by
when-
email.
yes. Yeah, and obviously when you're helping a client, you're be like, look, I know you're looking for a property in Barrie, so I'm gonna set up an automatic search, and it's gonna email both of us whenever a Barrie property that meets our criteria. I'm setting it up to email you in real time. So as you see these emails pop in, feel free to have a look at the property and contact me. And you have the option to choose daily or real time, and then app notification or email. Obviously, email is the safest bet. I would encourage you to do email. Does that answer your question? Okay.
It's not work the same as the prospects.
Prospect searching, yeah, except prospecting didn't have the app function. It only had email. Yeah. Anything
Alright,
else?
I think we've exhausted these two guys.
Yeah.
Back to my search, I wanted to see if anybody knows a Jeopardy style question I'm gonna ask you guys. Bring that one up. Does anybody know what, how do I do the thing here? Can I write on it now? Yeah, you can write it now. Does anybody know what that's called on a house?
A steeple?
Nope.
A lookout.
Nope.
Detention.
No,
It's called a cupola.
Cupola.
I taught you a cupola. That's the house that I said it's a pretty good, I didn't know that existed, so thank you.
Yeah.
That used to be the US consulate in Owen Sound, and it's beside the Billy Bishop Museum. Everybody know who Billy Bishop was?
He's the airport guy.
Well, sure. He was a Canadian First World War fighter pilot. He shot down the most German planes out of any Allied pilot in the world, and he happened to be a Canadian from Owen Sound. His house is right beside it, as I found out. But that's called a cupola.
What does it do?
Cupola stuff. It's like a feature of old Victorian style homes. This would be a Victorian style or Georgian.
Let's take a look out.
You can look out, you can pop your head out probably here. You can look, hey, how you doing? You know, I don't know.
Yeah, it's nice.
Technical term is cupola.
Okay, last question.
We're done.
Mike, so you often, in your opening speech, you said you can also search picture. Can we search?
Not yet.
Not yet.
That's a feature that's going to be added to the AI platform. Correct. So if I wanted to search similar looking houses to that, whenever that update happens, I don't know if it's 6 months or a year, I have no idea. You could take that picture and the feature that I saw, the demonstration I saw, it would look through the entire system if you wanted, or to a regional area, and pull out similar looking properties to that. How cool is that? Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that's the end of the official presentation, so I'm gonna stop the recording, just so people at home know. So we're stopping that.